We're going to talk about brochures today and how you can make money using brochures for your business. Now, printed brochures in the last few years have kind of went out of vogue because people are trying to save money. They cut back on costs and expenses. Reason they cut back brochures is probably because they weren't working for them, because they were designed improperly, which we're going to get into in a minute. But the reason you should have a brochure or brochures for your business is, let me ask you a question. When was the last time a salesperson sent you a PDF or something via email, which is what people do instead of printing brochures today, and you actually sat down and read it and grasped it, or did you skim the first few things and just put it off your computer, save it to read for later when you had more time? The problem with digital brochures is they're sent digitally and people read them on their computer. And I don't know about you, when I'm on my computer, I've got 1,000 things to do. I'm thinking about other things. Sitting there with a PDF or a digital image and going over it seems like it takes more time than I need to spend on it. That's number one reason why you should look at printed brochures. So a printed brochure, so let's say you do something, and this is a larger brochure. This is an onboarding brochure, right? So it's a type, there are different types, and I'll go over the types of brochures. But it goes to the client, it comes through the mail, because this one's designed as a self-mailer. They get it, they hold it in their hand, they open it up, and it's, they'll spend time with it, they'll read it, they'll actually read it, and then when they're done with it, they will put that brochure on their desk and come back to it later, right? This brochure is printed on a little heavier paper. It's a little stockier. And the other thing I want to emphasize to you, you'll notice that it is not overladen with copy, written word. It's got a lot of photos, a lot of direction. It steers the viewer's eye, on the brochure. So this brochure was designed, it's a unique one. So you can get so creative with brochures and their design, and it's very well worth it to do so. So this was a window or a shade company. So it's very unique. The size is unique. This would be mailed in an envelope or handed to a customer at the store, but you open it up and it opens up like a shutter. So very clever. We designed this and created it, but you also notice that there's not a lot of copy in this. This is a product information brochure to show that the customer different types of shutters and shades, and that they can take with them when they go home, but it's not overladen with written materials. One of the biggest mistakes people make with brochures is they think they have to go crazy with typewritten word. The typewritten, the word, the content needs to be minimalized. Brevity is a blessing, and it's your best friend. The briefer you can explain it and show it and illustrate it using a photo, the more effective that brochure is going to be. The sooner you go and put very verbose and long content in a brochure is a moment that the person is going to look at it and just throw it on the side of their desk or throw it in the trash and not read it because it's just too much. Same thing with the PDF that is sent via email of a brochure. You just don't read it. It's just too overwhelming. So this brochure is another product brochure. This is for a company that sells food to restaurants and stuff. So it's a bigger brochure. It was designed to be a self-mailer, but it was also designed when their salespeople went out to maybe cold call on a restaurant that was next door to a delivery, that they could go in and give them something. This shows the types of products that they carry. It's got very nice pictures of them. It shows some of the brands. It's got a little bit of copy, but this was designed to sit on, to give to a customer for food. So another clever, I like it, design is this is for a real estate company. Now, real estate agents should really be zeroing in and using brochures because, for one, there's a lot of competition when it comes to real estate agents. There's 5 on every street corner, and everybody's trying to get the listing or get the customer. So very few of them, and I don't know if you've sold a house lately, when people come in, They give you stuff they printed out on their printer on 60 pound, which is copy paper, and it looks kind of gnarly. It doesn't look professional. And they're a dime a dozen. They blend in with everybody else. And then every once in a while, you get a very professional realtor that comes in and they have a very nice, slick designed, professionally designed brochure and leave behind materials. And me as a home seller, that gives me confidence that this guy is not just going to plant a sign in my yard and then hope to collect a commission in 3 or 6 months later, that he's actually going to work and do something to earn the commission for for my property. So this is the brochure. It's a trifold, so it's bigger, but you'll notice he's got some of the properties that he's listed here, which will draw attention. On this panel, he's got a letter from him about his philosophy and what he does, what he'll do for you. Here's his bio with his picture. The other industry that could do well with this is financial advisors. Financial advisors, the same thing. You've got a million of them in every city. They're selling life insurance, annuities, stocks, bonds, whatever, but it all blends together. And if you got money and you want to invest, who are you going to trust? The guy that comes in with a schlocky kind of presentation that says, hey, I'm good, trust me. Or do you are going to go with a guy that has professional marketing materials? He's got reviews. He's got, third-party validation. He's got nice material that's branded to him, not material that he got from his broker dealer that he stamped his name on and add contact information, which is I just stumbled on another pet peeve. Okay, so if your manufacturers give you free brochures and you're going to use them, and there's a little place on the back where you can stamp or put your name or put a sticker on it. Those are better than nothing, but they're designed to sell that product. They're not designed to sell you. You need a brochure that sells you, because that manufacturer has other people selling that product, in that city and in your state. How are you going to differentiate yourself from your competitor? A brochure is an excellent tool for differentiating yourself. They can be used as handout collateral. They can be used as direct mail to generate leads. They can be used for onboarding. They can be used for product information. So some other examples of brochures that we have. This is a Christmas brochure, and this is an example specifically of a product brochure. It is larger in size. It's designed to be a self-mailer. Quite obviously, when it comes in the mail, it's Christmassy, right? So it gets attention. They're going to open it up. It's on a little heavier paper. And you notice there's not a lot of copy in it. There's a lot of pictures. There's a lot of space. White space or blank space on a brochure is your friend. It's not the enemy. Do not resist the urge, my brothers and sisters, to feel like you have to fill up every square inch of the paper with copy or written information. It's awful. It's probably the biggest mistake you can make with a brochure, and it will ensure that brochure gets thrown in the trash and not looked at and not used. And you have to get people to look at the brochure, consume the brochure, read the brochure, and then there's some other tactics that you can put in, like designing the brochure with the benefit. Obviously, the benefit on this brochure is if they order by a certain time, they get 10% off. And then in the middle copy point, or the body of the brochure, it explains what it is and how it works and all that. But it's very simple. This is very effective brochure. We sell $1 million in holiday cards every year off of this brochure alone, with generating leads. Okay, let's say you're a home builder, or you have apartment complexes or condos, and you want to communicate, because you get a lot of people coming in, they're kind of looking at it, you want them to leave with something, right? This is a brochure from a company that has condos, senior living condos, and you notice they spent a little bit of money they had it die cut out. This is not cheap, but it's not overly expensive. And in certain applications, I recommend it. It works, right? So you open it up, and it's actually a long brochure. It's 8.5 by 14. So when it trifolds down, it'll fit into a envelope for mailing if you have to. But this shows the floor plans of the apartments that they have or their condos that they have. And if you were a home builder, this would be a style of home or styles of floor plans that you offer, in your development. But it's very effective, very cost effective way to market. Now, let's get on to some more product information brochures. Okay, so this is an example of a brochure that we did for us that is on a product that we have that's called Visitor Match and Mail, where we identify people on a website and mail, postcards automatically to these people. So this brochure, when people sign up, it's kind of an onboarding because we want them to use the product and get benefit from it and get results from it, not just have it. So this is maximizing your success with that product, Visitor Match and Mail. And you notice it's not a big, it's small. That's another design thing. Don't think you have to have a big trifold. It can be a smaller bifold. And you'll notice this goes to another point that I made earlier on headlines. So headlines direct your eye, and then it's got some copy in there on what to do, what to happen if your campaign's not working, how do you change, the actual postcard that you're mailing out, what you need to do. It's a very effective piece. It helps them troubleshoot. So another card, this is ours, because we're really good at brochures. I'm telling you, we are great at brochures. We know what we're doing. We've done millions of these probably over the last 25 years that I've owned this company, and we've gotten very good at it. And we had to, right? Because you're competing against digital and electronics. So how do you compete with something that's the new kid on the block, that the buzz that everybody's going with? Easy. You make the old man of the marketing thing effective, and you highlight his benefits. So this is a brochure that's designed to generate interest, generate leads. We mail this out into an envelope with something else. But you look at it, it's trifold, and on this side, it's on that Visitor Match and Mail program. It's very simple. There's not a lot of copy. It's big. It's bold here. It's got a QR code to drive them to a video on the website. The photos tie into what the message is. So that's another important part. And then on the back, it's just this is very simple. This is for results. It gets the client to look at what kind of results they need from that program to make it work. So do you have a product like that where you need to walk a client to get them mentally moving through, is it worth it to buy my product? Okay. Is it worth it to have it? If you're a roofing company or roofing contractor, do you have a leave behind brochure? Because everybody dreams of the one call close, but that you and I know that happens, maybe 1 out of 10 calls is a one call close. That most of the time you have to leave some information because they're getting other bids or other quotes. And so when the husband and the wife, in this case, we're talking about a roofing company, are sitting around the kitchen table after they've seen all of the contractors that have come in to sell them a new roof or tell them how much it's going to cost and all the parameters, the only thing that they have is your leave behind and your collateral material. So if you have a piece of paper that's just, a piece of paper, and they're comparing you to somebody that comes in that's got a big brochure on the roof, the procedures, what to do, what to look for. We've even designed for roofing contractors brochures that highlight what to look for in a competitive bid, why another company may be a lot lower, the corners that roofers cut to get their price down, and how that affects the homeowner a year, 2 years, 5 years down the road, what problems it'll cause because that contractor cut that corner. So it's an informational brochure. It's a leave behind brochure, but it will help. We've helped roofers sell hundreds of millions of dollars in roofs with the brochures that we've designed for them to help them close the business. Because like I said, the one-shot close is not totally a fallacy. It does happen, but most of the time, especially when you're dealing with bigger ticket, large items, it's going to take more than one call. It's going to take follow-up, brochures. You can even mail a follow-up brochure a couple of days later, to follow up with it. The whole point is to make your company look like it's the most professional and the person is going to be safe investing their money with you. Because the bigger ticket items, and we're talking about roofers, home improvement, home services business, you're asking people to spend, $5, $6, $10, $15, $20, $30,000 or more. And people just generally want to think about that kind of money because everybody's heard about the contractor that's taken the money, got 50% up front, and then maybe tore some shingles off and then didn't come back for 2 months or 3 months. Their house looked like hell. The roof was leaking worse than when they called them. And it's they took the money and they ran type thing. And the homeowners are afraid of that. And I know you know that, and you know it because you deal with it every day. So how do you build that trust? A brochure will help you build that trust, that credibility factor that will help you get the order faster. So I hope you see that brochures are the number one thing that you need to put in your marketing program. And you're going to say, Mark, it's expensive. I can't afford it. I don't know how to design it. They're not expensive. I mean, you can print them in quantities as low as 250 at a time, which is it's cheap. Digital printing has changed, revolutionized the printing industry. We can do a lot smaller quantities at higher quality than we ever have before in history. So price is not an option. Design, yeah, you're going to spend a little bit of money on design. I've got a team of designers back there that their whole job is designing materials like this for our clients. So it's neither one. The only thing that you need to do when you call us is you need to have what you want in mind, what purpose you want that brochure to do. And then from there we can take it and help you, with it and design something that's actually going to make you proud and make you look good. Brochures, it's the missing point in your marketing. It's the one thing that you need to put in if you want to take your business to the next level. If you like this video, tell a buddy, share a friend, and subscribe down below. It helps the channel. And if you liked it, and comments, if there's something I didn't cover on brochures that you want to know, put it in the comments. We read the comments, and we'll make a video on that. I hope you have a great day. Thank you.